In today's video, I'm going to show you how I built my custom 147,000 milliamp hour power bank. First of all, I started off with preparing the cells for the battery. I used resalvaged cells, so I had to take off all of the excess nickel from the old connections on the batteries. I used a Dremel. It was fairly easy. I tried to not go too deep into the cell. It took me around 15 minutes for all of the cells, so it was pretty fast. The second step was creating the cell layout. I used Cell Savior's battery designer tool to create the cell layout. Once you have it ready, with one click of a button, you can generate the STL file for the cell holders. This makes the process way faster, and I don't have to modify anything in the 3D model myself. Everything is made up by the program, and it makes the process way faster. After generating the cell holders, I sent it over to my 3D printer and it started to print. All of my cell holders are printed out in PETG since it is a high temperature resistant plastic. The next step was measuring the internal resistance of each cell. By doing this, we will know which cells are newer, which ones were used more. This also gives us a rough estimate of the capacity of each cell. This way we can group the cells together later on so that the series groups have the similar internal resistance. This will help out with the longevity of the battery and give us a better result when discharged later on. After measuring the internal resistance of each cell, I wrote all of the numbers into a notepad and I sent it to ChatGPT. After telling him the internal resistance of each cell, I told him the configuration of my battery so that each group had a similar average internal resistance. After receiving the data from ChatGPT, I was able to put all of the cells into the cell holder. Once I had them in the cell holder, the next step was spot welding the battery. There will be a separate video on my YouTube channel showing the next steps in the process. That will include spot welding the battery, installing the BMS, and printing out a custom battery case for this battery. If you learned something new in the video, I would be really grateful if you left a positive comment and liked the video. That will really help the channel out a lot. Also, on the screen right now, you can see the next parts of this battery build. If you want to watch them, just click on the video and it'll take you right there.